In this video, we are going to take a look at the Scratch coding vocabulary that everyone needs to know so that when we're talking about coding, we understand all the terms and the vocabulary associated with it. Let's first take a look at basic vocabulary that applies to any code, not just Scratch. The first term that we have to know is algorithm. We use algorithms every day, all the time. They are simply a set of steps that are used to solve a problem. An example that we usually give in class is the problem is that you are hungry. The solution would be to make something to eat, such as a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It takes an algorithm to make that because it's several steps that you have to do in a certain order to make sure you get something at the end that you can eat. In class, we took a look at several algorithms that had to do with things that we do before school, such as brushing your teeth, during school, eating lunch, and after school, things such as walking home. All of these things take specific steps to accomplish, or algorithms. When it comes to code, code is simply a computer language. We have to be able to talk with our computer to get it to do the things that we want it to do. So we use code. In Scratch, we use a very particular type of code. Here's examples of those blocks. It's a graphical code block, which means they are pictures that get put together eventually into something we'll take a look at on the next slide. They get placed together to make what's called a program, or as Scratch calls them, a script. These programs are algorithms, or a set of steps, that we've now given to a computer. So once you give that algorithm to a computer, that's what's known as a program. So you can think of a program as a very specific algorithm that's been given to a computer to run. Now we'll take a look at the Scratch interface, or what it looks like on Scratch. We'll start with the coding categories. These are all different types of coding blocks that you can use to write your program. We call this bar the coding categories. Next to the coding categories, we have all the blocks that you can find in the categories. This is known as the toolbox. Think of these as the tools that you need to build your program. Categories, toolbox, to the right of that is our workspace. You're taking blocks from your toolbox and placing them into your workspace. Here you can see we're programming the cat specifically to do something when the green flag is clicked. This is the workspace. Categories, toolbox, workspace, now on to the stage. This area over here is you will see the results of your program. So when you run your program in the workspace by clicking on the green flag, the cat will do whatever it's been programmed to do. Below the stage, we have what's called the sprite library. If you click on this button, you can add different characters that will appear over here that you can code in their individual workspaces. Sprite library. Finally, if we wanted to change the background on the stage, right now we simply have a white background. You would go to the backdrop. They're known as backdrops in Scratch. You would go to the backdrop library to pick whatever backdrop you care to put in there, something preferably that goes along with the code. So if you're having the cat bounce a basketball on stage, perhaps a basketball court backdrop would be appropriate. And that will wind up our video for the day. Thank you.